all I've been talking about all day is hot dogs.
Well, it's funny. What did you say to me when I texted you to confirm? You didn't say, yes, we're on. You said...
I said, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Which I took as a confirmation.
That was a confirmation.
That was a confirmation. This is Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdol. Con Carne, sponsored by Alex Ross Art. Alex Ross, truly one of the all-time greats in the world of comics and graphic novels. His photorealistic style is unparalleled. What he has done with the characters that we all know and love from Marvel and DC, it's legendary. If you want to see what I mean, maybe buy an original piece. Go to alexrossart.com.
It's Con Carne. Let's meet in the car. It's Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdol.
So, earlier this week, we were saying at church, finally, the band that brought us the fuck man is back.
What an opener.
The Blue Meanies are back. Concord Music Hall Saturday the 22nd. The Blue Meanies, a band we've only seen less than a handful of times, really, this century. To my right, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, it is Sir William Spunke of the Blue Meanies.
Good afternoon, James.
Billy Spunk.
I've been watching the show from my little hole in Hot Springs National Park, Arkansas, and I've been thrilled to be in the magical car.
It is.
No, there we go.
It is magical. Blue Meanies. We've done this before. We used to do interviews all the time back in the day.
Yes.
Back when Blue Meanies were full throttle, so to speak.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, good point.
So, what brings Blue Meanies back together for this show?
It's an easy story. Chuck Wren, who runs Jump Up Records in town, he had reached out to me directly via Facebook, and he was asking if he could reissue an old record and then play a show around it. So I had sent the group text of the OG Meanies, the original.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are many lineup changes for the Meanies. So this would be the original one that moved.
And basically like 7 at any given time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This would move from Carbondale, Illinois to Chicago in 1991. So I reached out, and the consensus immediately was absolutely no, that recording will never see the light of day, but we should play a show. And it took me by surprise.
You win some, you lose some.
There was no discussion. There was no... Everybody just... And these are... The amazing part about this is this lineup hasn't been together in 29 years. This very lineup that will play at the Concord. So everybody, and we're spread across the country. We don't keep in touch a lot. And everyone, I guess we caught everyone on a good day. They all agreed to just do it for the hell of it.
All right, I want to talk about all that stuff. We're at Byron's on Lawrence Avenue in the Ravenswood area. Been here before. Byron's is a favorite. It is one of my favorite places for hot dogs. You, Billy, since you don't live in Chicago anymore, you are in dire need of a legit Chicago dog.
I did. I ordered the Chicago dog from Byron's. I, in high school, worked at a little Italian beef shop here in Chicago.
Where?
I don't want to talk about. Well, it was called Barbarino's.
Over on the west side by Belmont and Central?
Yeah. I grew up near Addison and Central.
Yeah.
It would be on Newport and Central. Nice. They do fries in a little bag. I like that. And they're not shoestring, but they're close.
Barbarino's, when I worked at WXRT, that was the only place people went for lunch because there was like a food desert.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to go to eat, so everyone always got their lunch at Barbarino's, like sub sandwiches and stuff.
Italian sub was famous. The hot dog, the Italian beef was famous. One year they won best sub in Chicago. I worked there for a very long time throughout high school, and then when I would come back from college in the summer times, super delish.
This is the Polish sausage I'm showing off. Look, this is gigantic, isn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. And so, Chicago style.
Yeah.
Of course, tomato, relish, sport pepper, onion,
Mustard, celery salt. Yeah.
All the things.
There's no elegant way to eat this. This is like a meme-worthy thing. What I'm about to do here. This is.
Oh my goodness!
Are you happy?
Yes, I'm very happy.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
We missed you here in Chicago.
Yes. That is amazing.
This is how we welcome people back to town.
Oh, get a
We
hot dog.
Feed them Byron's hot dogs for sure.
Lovely.
I love
Right,
a Polish.
and I'm noticing that the relish is the fluorescent green relish.
Has to be.
Yep.
It has to be.
All the things.
That's how you know a Chicago dog is fraudulent. If it's a dark green, if it looks like forest green, that's a problem. How's that taste?
It's taking me back.
So, all right, the OG Blue Meanies are doing this show. What does that mean? Do you play nothing after Kiss Your Ass Goodbye?
Nothing after Kiss Your Ass Goodbye. We'll do the Pave the World EP and the Kiss Your Ass Goodbye LP. We actually today in rehearsal started messing around with a song that's never been played. Like there was a weird recording in Muncie, Indiana or something. But for some reason we played it at a show. It's just weird ass song. We may play that song. We are tinkering with a tribute to one of our favorite Chicago bands that we may play as well. But I want to tell you, last night I showed up.
This is for practice.
This is for practice. And our drummer, Tony, who's in Nonagon, him and his wife Annie still live in the same apartment building. They ended up, they bought it, so they live there. And that's where we practice. We practiced
in the apartment?
In the basement. And
it has to be the loudest apartment in Chicago.
Yeah, it's a 3-flat, and that's where we practice for years and years and years. That's where we're practicing right now to prepare for the show, in the same basement that we wrote the records in and practiced in 29 years ago.
It's authentic to the end.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's still the same. It's like piled high with bicycles, and there's cobwebs, and there's piping everywhere, and the pipes are leaking, and there's spiders, and it smells the same, and it's absolutely wonderful.
So how does it feel to get back with these guys? Is it one of those things where, it's like we never stopped playing together, or is it clunky? Is it...
Well, when we agreed, I think it's been about 6 months to do the show. The agreement was, all right, we'll do this, but everyone has to do their homework. So honestly, I set up a little PA in the attic at home, and have just been singing along to the 2 records, the recordings, and which made me really nervous, because you know how you can get into a car and a song comes on and you can sing every word of it. But if the song wasn't playing along, you wouldn't be able to sing along to it.
Sure.
We wouldn't remember the words. I'm really worried about that. But yesterday we got together, hugs all around, such a good vibe. Everyone's so excited to see each other. Everyone, 50 pounds heavier and a whole lot grayer and a whole lot less hair and all the things that old age does. And it was lovely. It was lovely to be together. And we plugged in and went for it. And we could have played a show last night, and it would have been great.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And to be clear, people love the Blue Meanies. I'm surprised that Blue Meanies didn't go farther, but I remember I interviewed you once at the beginning of this century, and you said there's no reason we should have signed a major label deal or had as many people coming to our shows as we did. Mm-hmm. Do you really believe that? Now that you have a couple decades beyond that interview to think about this?
There's no reason we should have been signed to a major label deal.
I disagree.
I mean,
you're a great live band.
We're a great
live
band.
Songs.
There are some nuggets there, there were some lookers in the band and all that. It was just, it sometimes just there's too many left turns. And a lot of times, people just need a 2 or 3 right turns and maybe like a soft left every once in a while during the bridge. But
you would do conventional things, then you'd get a little weird.
Yeah, that would happen a lot. We actually were having a conversation today about how we had a chip on our shoulder always, and we were a little bit pompous about it. We were always trying to give the middle finger to all the bands that we were playing with that, in turn, were much more successful than us.
You never really felt like you were part of that, did you? You always kind of felt like outsiders.
A little bit, although we wanted to be. We thought we deserved to be on the inside. We thought we deserved to be a major label band. We deserved to be on the radio. We deserved to be loved. That's what we thought. But really, and then we just got mad about it because we weren't, and then we just got angry and fast and all that. But it sure is good to be in Chicago and doing it. It really is. And the songs off those records, those early records, we're, with the lineup with Full Throttle and Post Wave, a lot of those songs were shelved. So it's really nice. Like there's a song called "It Doesn't Matter." It's a pretty much straight ahead, like two-tone era ska song. Really great energy. It's a wonderful song. It's so well written. It's just a great song. We never played that. No, we're not going to do that because it's too easy. It's too predictable. But we're playing it now, and we are loving it. It's cool. Yeah.
I don't think I know the answer to this. What caused you guys to stop?
So you have a lot of things. Post Wave came out on MCA. We're talking the last lineup. Yeah.
We're talking Lay It Down. We're talking Chemicals. We're talking Do the Tight Belt.
Yeah, all that. So we're it's going well. The record comes out. We record with half of the Butcher Brothers, Phil Niccolo, and we're really happy with it. The label's excited. We join us, for the most part, a sold-out national tour with the band Flogging Molly. And we start the tour in Southern California. And 3 huge shows, and nobody from the label comes.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
And we're like, why would they? Did they not get tickets? Like,
so I could have put them on the list.
A little strange, and the story goes, and I'll make it a little more dramatic. Really, literally, as we crossed the border from California into Arizona, we got a phone call from management that said we had been dropped, and that's what ended it. We were, before we signed that deal and they funded us and we bought new gear and we were being paid to do what we wanted to do, we were already considering not being able to continue at the pace we were touring at, writing at, because, we wanted to have lives.
Sure.
And when MCA dropped us, the funding dropped us, and the writing was on the wall, we're back to square one. And as much as I loved serving ice mocha lattes at Uncommon Ground in Chicago, I wasn't going to do that for life, and that's the feeling of everybody. Everybody had, more aspirations. So it just ended.
So what's your relationship with those last 2 albums? Or Pigs, for that matter?
The Post Wave, which a lot of people were like, what is going on here? It was such a departure from Full Throttle that a lot of people were surprised by it. It really is, its pop sensibility is really closer to Kiss Your Ass Goodbye, the record from 94, 5. But I'm most proud of the Post Wave record that MCA released for us. And it's because it was the first time that we really sat down, took our time, and tried to write great songs. And it was the first time I really tried as hard as I could to achieve melody and harmony.
I hear that.
And to sing and be less of like the screaming band in the basement. And for those reasons, I still love the Post Wave.
I still love so many of those songs. She Breathes Fire turns up on so many playlists I create to this day.
With Jane Wiedlin from the Go-Go's.
Well, and Do the Tight Belt.
Oh, such a cool song.
That's this podcast anthem. I mean, I'm living on a shoestring. I'm doing the tight belt. I'm performing hold-ups. I'm doing whatever I need to do.
That line in there I love, like something about holding up photo mats or something. I'm not sure anybody understands. Maybe you know what I'm talking about.
The reference is perhaps a bit dated in 2023.
But that's what it was like, and I love these French fries.
These fries, I got to tell you, that polish was ridiculous.
Go Pirates.
See, here's the thing about hot dogs, and I've said this before. One is never enough. Like, I know you're being a good sport and you're enjoying your hot dog, but it's really just an appetizer. You need to have 2 hot dogs to have a complete hot dog experience.
It kind of is. What about Polish? Is it 1 or 2?
It's 1, but I mean, you saw how big
it's
that
big,
Polish.
yeah,
that was a substantive piece of encased meat. So you guys were always on the road. We established that you were a great live band. Where did that come from for you? Where did being a frontman come from? Was it just you figured it out when you got on stage, or were you inspired as you were a young Billy Spunk?
I would say young, was watching Mick Jagger in a Philadelphia Eagles football jersey on TV, maybe?
On TV, yes.
And thinking, oh, man.
And you thought the Photomat reference was dated.
On TV. I had to go to my friend Johnny McNamara's house to watch Mick Jagger on TV. But I love that. Dance around in my room. I never ever thought about being in a band in high school, but when I went to college, my suite mates was playing like Ramones and Cure songs on his bass, and would ask me to just sing along. And eventually, he sort of roped me into being in a band. So it just sort of happened organically in college, and it's fun, and I love doing it. It's just it's good. It's a good time. I like being a front guy.
When people ask me, what was it like in the 1990s? What was the Chicago scene like? I think the best way to explain Chicago in the 90s is that Wesley Willis intro of you guys on that live album. That is everything 90s in Chicago in 1 2-minute burst.
And Wesley, that was not rehearsed or planned or anything. You know, Wesley would just show up wherever he showed up at, and he would go anywhere he wanted to go, and literally just said, "I'm going to introduce you," and went up there.
How do you say no? Yeah.
And what did he do? I think he whooped that Campbell's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very memorable. People love that and still talk about that all the time. 90s for us we weren't really a part of the scene here because we were just gone in our,
you were always on the road
in our van all the time. That's where we lived. But I do remember like hearing like Gish being played in cars, you know, just driving. I lived in Wrigleyville at the time, just hearing that and going, wow, what's going on here?
What's going on?
And then, you know, hanging out at the Rainbow in Urge Overkill was such a big thing. And we were never, ever part of that. I don't think we ever really became part of a Chicago scene until way later when we became close with Apocalypse Hoboken, and we became close with Alkaline Trio, and those bands. That was the first time we really started. And I think that was sort of like anchored in the Fireside Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's kind of.
I mean, back when you were starting out, you were doing like Club Stadola, was it?
Club Stadola at Belmont Essential. I can't talk about a reference. Wow, I think you.
Phyllis's.
Phyllis's. Is Phyllis's still there?
Yes.
I love it. We should have played there. We should play there tonight.
I'm excited. Oh yeah, a little warm up.
Yes.
So it just clicked with me. There will be no Send Help on Saturday.
There'll be no Send Help. Yeah, it's just straight up those old records from those songs from '91 to '94. Same everything. I was just talking with the band, and we were like, we made a poster. Jay Ryan, the Bird Machine, made a beautiful poster for us, and we have no plans how to sell it. And we were just discussing, like, well, everyone wants to use Venmo. We're not a band or a business, you know, so we can't. So we're like saying, well, I guess it's going to be cash only. And everyone's like,
cash
no,
only.
like
you can't do that.
Like nobody has cash. We actually called the Concord to see if they had an ATM machine, and they don't.
Yeah, you can't do cash. Maybe get like Square, get one of those little attachments for your phone so people can.
Well, we're just talking about the business of it. So it's going to be like a tax thing. There is no business right now. It's just it doesn't exist. So I don't know. So we're talking about like spray painting cardboard signs for merch signs and just doing cash only, like it would have been in 1994.
Why don't you treat it like a pre-monetized society and like trade goods and services?
Totally. Listen, we should barter.
Yes. I will clean your home in exchange for this handsome Bird Machine gig poster.
But we may post on socials tonight saying, listen, it's cash only. You're going to have to bring cash for this very limited amount of T-shirts and posters that we have.
How old school are you? Photomat, on TV, no fucking credit cards.
No iPhones.
No iPhones.
But we go back to that era. There were no iPhones. There were no flip phones. I don't even think there were pagers yet.
So I mentioned that you're not going to play Send Help. I get it. Mm-hmm. What you are going to play is Acceleration 5000.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
Like it really doesn't matter what you're doing on stage. That's like one of those. That's Freebird.
Yeah, that song was Asian Man Records out of the Bay Area in California released it on the Misfits of Ska record, which was a national comp, and it kind of launched us to the top. In fact, the comp was. We led it. It was the first track on the comp. So people do love that song. We are planning on playing Kiss Your Ass Goodbye in its entirety.
So we will get the Shit Fuck Man.
In order, yes. In
fantastic.
Its entirety.
As God intended.
Yeah. The whole thing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Vote no.
Vote no. Pave the World off the Pave the World EP. Some songs that haven't been like... There's a song... I don't want to get too far into it, but there's a song called Coat Hanger, which is, it was about Roe v. Wade. Back, that song was written in 91 or 90, somewhere in there. It was never played again, from 94 to, 2014, whenever so we're going to play that song again. Because guess what?
Yeah, guess what?
so much has changed. Yeah, there's iPhones now and all this new technology and new ways for all us to communicate, but the problems seem to be the same.
Seem to be the same, and in some cases kind of worse.
And in some cases kind of worse. You're right, yeah.
So what you're saying is now is the right time for Blue Meanies to reemerge.
Well, it felt right. It felt right. I was like listening to the songs, like revisiting them when I was rehearsing by myself leading up to this, like songs like Blah, 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 and just about the political process and the noise we hear out of these talking heads is still relevant. Tread, still very relevant. Johnny Mortgage, I referenced Johnny McNamara, who, you know, him and, you know, he hung out with us by Barbarinos. And that's really about him. He was the first one in our crew to, like, get married and have kids, get a job. And that's what, you know, Johnny Mortgage is sort of inspired by Johnny McNamara. So, who's still up there in the Northwest Side.
Fabulous.
Yeah, love me some Johnny McNamara.
So, I mean, the obvious question, and I'm sure you have a prepared answer for it. Here you are on stage with the Blue Meanies. You've been rehearsing. You've been singing. Do you have the itch to do something more regular again?
No, I don't. You know, the joy of this show is that doesn't exist, that the entire business equation is not part of it, that we're really just coming together to be together. We didn't even really need to do a show.
And that's the way it was when you started.
And that's the way it's out of it. You know, as any artist succeeds, you know, no matter if it's music or painting or whatever, they have to learn commerce, and there's just that fine line between art and commerce and fun and getting things done the right way to succeed. And I don't want to do the business part anymore.
I get that.
We were just having a discussion though, after today's rehearsal, about is there anything more after this? And the discussion led to we'd consider it if we could write some new material. It didn't have nothing to do with touring or even recording. Well, that, of course, they would lead to, or performing. It had to do with, like, can we write some new material?
Well, and I've got to think, I know it's much easier to do in the present day than it would have been had you had that inclination in 2010.
Yeah, because we're all now spread out. You know, Jay Vance is in San Francisco, Jimmy Cooley's in Las Vegas, John Paul's in St. Louis, I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas. There's 3 here. Jimmy Flame's in Austin, Texas. So we're spread out, so we have to do it, digitally.
Which...
via the internet.
Yeah, I mean, everyone does it that way. You could certainly do that.
Yeah.
All right, but short term, we get early, old school Blue Meanies.
Yes.
A chance before you guys come on for people to claim that they were there in those early shows.
Yes. And when we announced this, what was really felt great to me is so many people were chiming in, texting me, calling, emails, socials, were saying, holy shit, the Meanies are getting together. You need to fly in. Let's meet in Chicago. So there's people coming from all over the country, not only to see us, but to be together.
Right. It's that sense of community that every band hopes to create.
Yeah. And then we sat and we're like, okay, how many 50 tickets are we going to sell? And the show's near sold out right now. And Concord is no small venue.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What a fun night. All right, Concord Music Hall, Saturday the 22nd. Pave the world. Kiss your ass goodbye. The era that launched Blue Meanies, that put them on everybody's radar.
Excellent, yeah.
And this is going to be so much fun.
And we'll be bartering T-shirts for oxygen tanks.
I'll trade you this rug.
You can give me some.
This rug would look lovely in your front hall. Please give me the bird machine.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I'll trade you a bird for the bird machine poster. Anything goes.
Cash only. This is great.
Billy Spuck, I'm so glad we got to do this. I'm so glad I got to feed you a hot dog.
Indeed. Byron's. Go Byron's. I love it. I love this here. I hear there's 2 Byron's. Is that true?
Yeah, one over by Wrigley, over on Irving Park. Yeah.
See, the Cubbies are playing
right by
now,
the.
yeah.
I think it's still a horrible like red light camera or speed trap camera.
Oh no. And we're actually rehearsing right around the corner from here, so this is very convenient.
That's why I chose this. Well, besides the fact it's Byron's and they're a favorite of Con Carne, but I tried to find something that was proximal to where the Blue Meanies were going to be.
Well, this is amazing, James. Just keep that torch lit.
I'm doing it.
Yep, you are doing it.
As I said before we started recording, I do radio in my car now.
Yep, you sure do. It's real. For those of you who have never seen it, it's really real. We're here in the car. And
right.
it's lovely. It's great.
Thank you, Billy Spunk.
Thank you, James Van Osdell.